We're having a baby. You're so cute. I got pregnant 2 months ago when I was visiting Juan in Colombia.
A single guy making drinks, just becoming a father to 3 kids. It is not the life I was expecting to have at 29 years old.
Juan and Jessica. So, okay, boom. Straight away, we announced with the fact that she's pregnant already with their child. But the funny thing is, actually, no, that's a lie. The annoying thing is, the frustrating thing is, these two haven't even experienced living together yet. And most importantly, they have not experienced living together with her 2 kids already. Also, on top of that, in the last episode, she said legit that I'm worried that my sons may run one off. I don't want them to scare him off. That is a conversation she had with her boys. But it's okay though. It's okay though, because she's gone off and got pregnant with a man that she doesn't even know if everything is 100% secure. And you know what is so freaking wild as well?
And I really hope that after this week, it's going to be the life I want.
Juan doesn't even know. He doesn't even know if this is the life that he wants. And when he says that, he doesn't know if he wants the life of being already married at 29, having 2 kids that are not his, and then also now on top of it, having a child that will be his. So this is a man that's going to be walking into a life where he's gone from living in paradise, as he says, to now living in a life of being a dad to 2 boys that are not his, and also then a child that's coming along as well that will be his. And the crazy thing is, he hasn't even had time to really experience what life is like living with Jessica's boys. Nor has he even had the time to experience what it's like to believe it in the States, because arguably they're going to have to live in America. Why? Well, because the baby dad of the 2 boys lives in America, and he's heavily in the picture. But these two, well, hey, you know what? Let's not use protection. Let's just get pregnant, even though we haven't got everything situated. It's crazy because I could sit here and say to you, you know what? Congratulations, I'm so happy for these 2, but we live in a world where people are having kids in the wrong circumstances. And it is freaking jarring because in some of those circumstances, some of these people don't even go off to even step up to actually be parents. Hence the reason why we live in a world where there are so many single parents, and we live in a world where there's so many kids who are just rebelling because, well, yeah, if you don't know, you don't know. But let's continue.
Juan, can you give me cereal?
How about I give you eggs? Please.
Can you go get my cereal?
I want you to notice Juan. Notice his eyes in a second. Just watch his eyes. He is looking straight at Jessica saying, what's going on here? Because you see, in this scenario here, there are factors that are quite interesting. There's the fact that Juan has made them, or he's made them all breakfast, but the little boy does not want eggs. Apparently doesn't want eggs. Cool, no worries. But in this scenario here, you see, Juan is frustrated because Juan, well, the way he grew up, if he was given food, he was given food whether he liked it or not. It wasn't optional because he was given rules as a kid. But the thing that is more frustrating for me, which I can imagine may be frustrating for him, is that this little boy here is asking Juan to go and get him cereal, but he's not even asking him in a polite way. There are no manners there to the slightest. So he's looking at her thinking like, raw, like, what's going on here? I mean, I know me, I'll be looking at her thinking, why is your kid not saying please? Where is your kid's manners? Like, what's good right now? What is going on? Hello, what's going on here? Do you see what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, she just looks at him like, yeah, can you just get up and go and give him some cereal? And the crazy thing is that you want to spend time making everyone breakfast. The little boy was saying, no, I don't want this, I don't want that. They then finally sit down and start eating, and all of a sudden, oh, can you now go and get me cereal? Why didn't you ask me that before? You know what I mean? Why? But you know what though? This is the part that gets more interesting. And for some people, they may think that maybe I'm being a bit too harsh. Maybe I'm being a bit too critical, but just pay attention.
Kids are irrational little people, and it's going to be a big test for him.
I don't like milk. I don't like milk in the cereal.
So Juan has gone off. He has gone off and he has gotten the little boy cereal and he's put milk in it. I mean, obviously it's a natural reflex, right? All right, cool, no worries. He's come back and the boy's like, oh, no, I don't like milk. The thing that is more annoying for me personally is the fact that the mother, Jessica, before one goes, she's like, oh, hey, here's the bowl. Why could she not tell him that her son does not want milk? Why allow him to get up, go and get cereal, put milk in it, come back, and then all of a sudden, oh, I don't like milk. Now, again, that I can't put the blame on the kid because, to be fair, kids be kids. Really and truly, she should have been like, listen, oh yeah, by the way, while I give you the bowl, he doesn't have any milk. But the crazy part about it is, well...
What?
Dawson doesn't like milk in his cereal.
He likes it dry.
What here in common with cereal with milk?
Well,
why are you giggling? In my head personally, she should be like, you know, I'm so sorry that I didn't tell you that he doesn't like milk, but he actually doesn't like milk, you know, and then maybe giggle about it after. But instead of doing that, she just wants to be all like...
same within the US besides Dawson and Megan.
Shall I bring another pot of cereal?
Dry.
And now my man has to get up and go and do what? He has to get up and go and get some more cereal. It's like it's as if he's the maid. I won't lie to you, I'll be fuming right now. Fuming. One, you don't, and I wouldn't be fuming at the child. Okay? I'll be fuming the fact that one, your child has no manners because you haven't educated him with manners. Two, I'm fuming because you're allowing him to talk to me without no manners. Three, I'm fuming because, well, you have allowed me to go up, get him cereal, come back, and now you don't even want to apologize to me for not telling me this? You'd rather just laugh about it? I mean, listen, at the end of the day, sometimes I get it. In some situations, it's better to laugh, it's better to be chilled, it's better to giggle. But the thing is, you got to understand is that there's been a build-up. There's been a build-up. And in every step of the build-up, she has done nothing to navigate him and say, hey, oh, by the way, this is my son. Hey, babe, but this happened. Oh, here. She's just like, oh, I'm just going to let him burn. I just don't agree with it personally, but listen to what he said next.
Every time I just sit down, I have to get up again.
My brother, I feel your pain.
I don't think I'm ever gonna eat my breakfast. This kid's being so picky. But it seems like they don't have any rules. They just do whatever they want, and Jessica don't care.
They don't have any rules. And this is the build-up. There was a build-up to every single part, and I'd be feeling exactly the same. She allows them to do whatever she wants to, whatever they want to do, and there are no rules. Hence the reason why she brought her friend with her on this trip as well, to help her mother her own children, because she has no control. Well, maybe it's a bit harsh that she has no control, but she obviously lacks control in some of the areas. I do wonder if her and her partner broke up because maybe they had parental differences in terms of how to raise their kids, because that is a thing. A lot of people do break up because one has a different idea of how to raise the kids while the other one has another idea too. And the crazy part about it, it's not even a role of actually pretending to be good cop, bad cop. It's just that one generally always wants to be the good cop and one just wants to be the realistic cop. You see what I'm saying? It's so crazy how the realistic parent is always paying that to be the bad parent, you know what I mean, in a broken home. But then the parent who gives the child everything is paying that to be the angel, to be the amazing one. No, that one isn't teaching the kids anything. I mean, to be honest with you, this is why we live in a society where everyone is just so sensitive these days. Honestly, it's one thing being around children being like, rah, like, you kids are sensitive. Like, I wasn't this sensitive as a kid, but to be honest with you, nowadays we're getting adults who are sensitive. More sensitive than the children. And it's bizarre because at first I'd be like, this new generation of children are just too sensitive. But now I'm thinking older than me, but then I look at the generation of people in my own age and even older than me who have also now become sensitive. I just don't know what's happening in this world, to be honest with you. But anyway, either way though, I feel sorry for Juan in this situation heavily, because at the end of the day, he's been put in a situation with someone that doesn't want to implement any rules for her children. And it's crazy because last episode that they were in, she was worried about her sons running, scaring Juan off. I wonder why. Because she doesn't know how to control her own children. Not completely, but yeah.
But I've been living in paradise for a long time. But now I'm starting to think, like, the life I'm used to, it's going to be hard to give up.
I mean, listen. To be honest with you, I can't really feel sorry for him in terms of the fact that no, that's not the term. To be honest with you, he should have really thought about getting her pregnant before really, you know, putting himself in this predicament, you know, because at the end of the day, unless he wants to be a deadbeat father, he's gonna obviously, you know, have to stay in her life in some way, somehow to make sure he's there for his child, right? And this is not to say that they should break up or nothing like that. I'm saying that this is the problem with the fact that she got pregnant so freaking soon. She got pregnant knowing that these two haven't spent time together. She got pregnant knowing that these two haven't actually been able to build a relationship with herself and the sons. Because to be honest with you, just because he's the stepdad, it doesn't mean he can't come into the boy's life and then try and implement rules here and there with, of course, her support and 100% her approval. I think if he was at least given that time before getting her knocked up, maybe this whole scenario of him living in paradise and now having to give it up wouldn't feel so challenging, if that makes sense. Because I feel like he's in a position now where he's like, oh, I haven't got a choice but to give up paradise because, you know, I'm having a child with this woman now and I do love her, you know what I mean? Point being is that at the end of the day, if he had not got her pregnant, at least he would have had more time to really fathom whether this is the woman that he wants to be with and if her kids are the kids for him to be around as well. But that's also a key factor because he's going to want to be around the kids. And I'm not saying he doesn't want to be around the kids, you know what I mean? It's just that obviously now he's having, you know, slight second thoughts, which is understandable. But again, this situation could have been a whole lot more easier, shall I say, for him, or more relaxed for him if he hadn't got her pregnant, and therefore he wouldn't have the pressure of the fact that, you know, I got her pregnant, so I've got to kind of stay here. You know what I mean? But, well, this is the life that we live sometimes, and the choices that we make them, and we got whatever, innit? But anyway, with that being said, thank you so much for your time. Let me know what you're thinking down below. Don't forget to like, sub, and of course, peace.